that almost led to civil war the past couple of days. I believe some people were imitating Sidefall to convince the Pandars
Yeah.
that we will be attacked or
Mhm.
assassinated by Sidefall and the UPS.
Mhm.
Also, some of the UPS members have gone rogue and killed some Oasis livestock. Uh, this would all just lead to the planes falling. Uh,
Yeah, I agree.
so, in order to prevent the civil war and in order to actually bring peace to the plains, to unite and have one united army and one unit fighting against foreign aggressors, the big four in the plains decided to come together and make a mutual defense pact. I would
Yes.
say that Sidefall, we have all our differences aside now. We are chill with each other. There is no
Yeah.
more hostilities on both ends. Oasis and Invisible Hand, I'd like to get both your thoughts on this FedEx alliance so far.
I think that personally, speaking from the Oasis standpoint, we have no oppositions to this. Peace
Yeah.
is the primary concern on the plains, especially seeing international affairs going on right now. And as long as we can stay united, we'll have a ginormous numbers advantage and we'll be able to work together to achieve our goals and possibly find out what's on that secret island as one.
The
Yeah.
Of
Invisible
course.
Hand
Oh.
also agrees.
Yeah.
We all agreed in the meeting before. I don't think Sightfall is included yet, but we agreed to make a mutual international biomes
Yeah.
plains biome colony on the fifth island. I think Sightfall will be
Yeah.
joining us in that colony now, to extract resources of the fifth island and bring it back here to plains. I'd also like to point out that this treaty also includes if a foreign aggressor unjustifiably attacks one of our nations, we all rush to aid. We all agree on that.
Yes. I
Yeah.
agree.
Yep.
We
It's
all
it's
agree.
going to be increasingly necessary because we all want to stay separate, but in the case of a gigantic invasion,
Yeah, of course.
we need to have the ability to react very quickly, and so I think this treaty would allow that.
Of
Yeah.
course. So now that we are all united as one, I'd like to say that the safety of all Plains factions also lies in our hands, as we are the front and the representatives of Plains right now as the biggest defensive coalition of the biome.
Yeah.
I'd like to point out that we should not be rude or aggressive or passive aggressive towards any other minor faction. We all agree to that.
Yes, we all
Yes,
agree.
I agree.
First, so the treaty is as follows: the UPS represented by Sidefall, Pandaris represented by Horus Crown, the Invisible Hand represented by Fee and 20JP, the Oasis represented by Toast, all agreed on
Blue.
this day, 9th of August 2022, that the coalition of FedEx, the Federation, the Federal Executioners is on. The treaty is a mutual defense pact and non aggression pact between all four factions. We agree that if a foreign aggressor comes to launch a full invasion on planes, we are the fighting front and we'll all rush to each other's aid for the safety of the planes. In case of a world war breaking out, we all stick together, we all defend together, we all fight as one. We all agree on that?
Correct.
Yes.
Yes,
Does anyone else like to add anything to this meeting?
I
What's
would.
Nagu sitting here?
Uh,
Uh,
Do we have an easy means for for minor factions to join? Because I want to make sure that we have a means for minor factions to join in this agreement with the agreement of everyone else.
I don't mind minor factions joining. We can establish a small FedEx outpost somewhere with an officer that would take requests to join from faction leaders, so we can identify if this faction actually qualifies to join FedEx. As we all know, the factions need to be peaceful, neutral. They are not RDMers, and they are not out to get aggressive on everyone.
Yes.
Well, I want to lay out the specific means that we do so. I want to make sure that is it going to be a unanimous vote by the big four? Is it going to be a two-thirds majority by everyone involved with FedEx?
All in favor of the unanimous vote option say aye.
Mhm.
All in favor of the two-thirds options say aye.
Aye.
I
Aye.
Aye. All right.
I
So we agree it's two-thirds of the big four. If three of us agree, then I think three-quarters. If three of us agree,
yeah.
then this faction joins. Do we
Yeah.
have any criteria for minor factions to join the FedEx?
Mm,
positive reputation association. We don't
Yeah.
want any factions with a bad reputation or history to become into our fold. Otherwise, we will compromise the security of our nation by letting rogues in.
I'm going to be honest. I have no idea
Would
who's speaking.
anyone else like to add anything to this criteria? No? Alright. Should the minor factions that join the FedEx pay any tribute to the Big Four?
I don't think so, because that'd just be
Either.
Yeah.
that would discourage the unity. So
Yeah, of course. Okay, would anyone else like to add anything to this? The part of the meeting, the minor factions related part? None? Alright.
No.
Would anyone else like to discuss anything related to the FedEx Treaty of Mutual Defense?
Beer.
I agree.
Strikes.
There's no way it's
Plenty-
FedEx. Is that your actual name?
of
Yeah, it is FedEx.
Why not
beer
Amazon
for
Prime?
all,
Is it-
Well,
look,
beer for everyone, beer for you, and you beer
Look,
for
look,
everyone.
look, Ish.
So,
FedEx
Ish.
stands for Federal Executioners, okay?
So-
Yeah,
Ish, you know about that one time Russia applied to join NATO? It was basically that. We weren't there was all sorts of rumors floating around, and so we weren't expecting UPS to actually want to join us. And so we were expecting it
Yeah.
to be FedEx versus UPS, but they joined us. It was like Russia applying to be NATO, but we actually accepted them.
damn, damn, we're Russia.
You would
Damn.
like, when Ukraine finally joins NATO without getting invaded, that's basically what UPS did.
I see. Wow, you
Alright.
guys achieved world peace better than real life.
Okay.
Don't speak too soon, Ish. We've got to deal with all the foreign invasions.
Yeah, right.
Okay,
Oh,
so
By the way,
is
Ish, just a little question. Is there like squid spawns? Because I had to do this out of gray, and I wanted it to.
Yeah, there have been squids. I've seen squid at the snow biome. I don't know if I've seen one here.
Oh,
I've-
look at my
Yeah,
black
it's only
panther,
been
look at
glow
my black
squid
panther.
here.
I've seen squids on the outskirts, near the
okay,
water.
So I guess
There.
we go to that.
So,
okay.
okay, lads, before we conclude this meeting, I'd like to make a suggestion that we have a combined diplomatic team of all the Big Four that handles the minor factions joining. Do we agree on that?
Yes.
Define diplomatic team, because I won't-
One or two of each faction's diplomats that will be handling and regulating relationships with minor factions regarding FedEx. Meaning, instead of contacting us four, they contact our diplomats, since we'd be busy doing something else.
I feel like they should just contact us directly. I feel
Yeah,
like
I feel like it would be pretty impersonal saying, I want to join you guys. Okay, talk to our third in command.
Oh yeah, of course. No, I didn't think of it that way. All right. So, would anyone like to add anything to this meeting before we conclude?
We should talk about preemptive strikes.
Oh yeah, of course. So we talked before that if a foreign aggressor we have like a solid proof that the foreign aggressor is launching a full-on invasion on planes, or is planning to take on a part of planes, do we start with a counter attack before they attack us?
I feel like we need to have the ability for the Big Four to unanimously agree to do so. We don't need a if-then scenario. We just need the ability for the four big ones at least to agree to a preemptive strike.
yeah, I agree. It has to be all of us have to agree to a preemptive strike first off, and it has to have solid proof.
So we make a vote if we want to go for a counter attack or not.
No
Correct.
vote.
And it needs to be a unanimous vote by the Big Four for a counterattack is what I propose.
Okay. Do we give the Big Four veto?
Uh,
That's
for-
not a unanimous vote.
Yeah.
Basically.
No. I was asking if you guys are going to include like the minor factions in the vote, but
Uh,
like one of the Big Four can veto out all the minor factions.
I think we could also do it in a way where the minor factions have one vote, and then the rest of us have one vote.
What about a three if the Big Four unanimously agree to veto something that the whole entire thing does,
Yeah.
we can veto it. I say
Yeah.
only unanimous because 3/4 with only four is kind of plausible to be something random, so that's why I say unanimous.
Yeah.
So, where should we build the area where minor factions can go and try to join, like us, or
Well-
should they just contact us directly?
Just
They should
contact us.
contact us directly. I feel like
Uh,
the very island we're sitting on is probably the
Guys,
best
but it
option.
would be cool if we have a White House, though.
Eh.
Alright.
Tavern is free to
Yeah,
do any
I
sort of
think I think we
diplomatic
can meet in the tavern.
negotiations here.
All right.
You guys can just sit
Tavern
back.
is a neutral ground. Anyone
One-
can come here as it is a political gray zone.
Indeed, and to add real quick, if any group wishes to essentially have a VC with each other, but you don't want a stage, you don't want other people exactly directly involved, just like outsiders coming and listening in, etc. Just let someone know of the tavern, and I mean we can always set up a private VC for you guys to chat in. So it's in private, and only you guys could be in it and such like that.
Sounds good. Okay, not yet. One of the Pandaris leaders just asked a very important question that we didn't discuss. So we all spoke about the foreign wars. What about if an internal civil war breaks out? How are
We-
we gonna deal with that?
You would have to quell it with our united strength.
And if one of the four big ones are starting to fight against the others, this whole entire treaty is just gonna fall apart anyways. So
But speaking about the big four, like two minor factions fighting, how are we gonna deal with that?
We'd have to intervene by
well, I
having
don't
them
think
sign
we
a treaty.
I don't think we want to intervene. I think we want to try to get them
What-
to ceasefire and talk
Yeah,
out. We,
I was speaking about the
force
fact
the
we
ceasefire.
set up a meeting with like the two leaders and we proposed like
Yeah.
a ceasefire. Yeah, that's what I was.
A
speaking about.
treaty.
Yeah.
We try and get them to come to some sort of compromise.
This is not only a defense pact; it's a non-aggression pact. And if any two minor factions start fighting each other, it starts to get complicated.
We
Yeah.
don't want to become a jungle.
Yeah, we don't want to become
Oh
the jungle.
God,
The jungle's
no.
already in shambles. Okay. Would anyone else like to include anything in the meeting before we conclude?
Beer.
For
Oh my God.
theoretical
Aside
purpose,
from beer, yeah.
for theoretical purpose, let's say two minor factions do get in an accelerating conflict, and they don't want to serve it or they don't want to solve it politically, and they can't come to an agreement. Do
them
we
both
act on morality, like whichever is seen as the quote-unquote good guy, or do we just get rid of both of them from the union?
I
I
think
think
it
in
should
that
be a
case-
vote.
It should be a vote by all the other factions. What we do, we need to hold a
Because
meeting in that case.
it varies on like situations. Because at some point, two minor factions can cause a threat to the big four. So like this would make us intervene. If both of them do not pose a threat or do not pose like a real threat to us, I think we just don't intervene. Like you don't get on like each faction is gonna have its own like supporters. You don't want to seen as the bad people and one faction supporters, if you know what I mean.
That's why I think our natural reaction and our standard reaction, unless if there's obviously like Adolf Hitler walking around in one of them, is just kick both of them out and let them resolve it. And once they resolve it, whether by killing the other by peace, we can consider bringing them back in. And make
I
sure we
think-
make it clear that if one of them just completely destroys the other, it's going to be unlikely that they can get back into this pact.
Also, like if we can also make a blacklist for some factions, that
Yeah,
like
for the
start
several
aggression
ones.
and like stuff
We
like
can
that.
make a blacklist for Ender.
We could make a blacklist for people that we are not allowing into our meetings or just any sort of any sort of negotiation. I do know that we already have some people that are on said blacklist, and we can discuss that later. But I believe creating a sort of I believe that kicking people out of the pact for now until they solve their differences, be it as it may, however, would be the best solution.
All right. Is this all? Would anyone like to include anything?
I think we're
I
good.
think
Alright,
it's all
I
done.
think we're done
okay.
here.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ish, is there anything you'd like to add to this?
Let's see. A shot of everyone celebrating and then leaving.
Alright, well, hey guys.
Alright.
Okay,
Let's
guys,
go!
the
Operation
tavern-
Headache is on!
the tavern now declares that this meeting is over. Drinks are on us!
Wait. Did Ish say shot?
Here,
I
have
mean,
here.
I have rum,
Here.
I have vodka, I have whiskey. What am I taking a shot of, Ish? Which one?
Oh
What?
my god. Alright,
Okay,
do we all,
everybody.
okay. Everyone line up, let's have a group screenshot. Everyone line
Yeah.
up like here. Let's have a
Everyone,
screenshot,
line
and
up
then
over
we-
here. Let's line up over here, guys.
Yeah, line up over here, and then we have like a group screenshot.
I feel like there's more space outside. I don't know.
Oh yeah, let's go outside.
Let's go.
They
I,
finally think of the
I
idea.
love
Front
claustrophobic
of the
areas.
tavern, front of the tavern.
Yeah,
I can't see.
Everyone is out of the tavern.
We are.
You know
we
what?
are
I
for
am
the tavern.
stuck.
I'm gonna go out the window, bro.
Whoever, whoever's the
Go
builder, are you
handle it.
planning on finishing up building this tavern today?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
are.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm planning on finishing it.
Cool, cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on, actually,
Okay,
wait, actually,
get your
let
back-
me, let me
okay,
put
lads.
this right here. There we go.
Give your backs to the tavern, lads. Let the big four be in the front,
Let's
and
go.
then the rest in the back. Right.
Hey,
Oh my
Snopes,
god, this is so messy.
I love
Tavern
them
staff
honest.
here. Big
No.
four in the front. Tavern staff right behind them, and then everyone else just in the back. There we go.
Hold on. Actually, hold on.
Line up,
Let
guys.
me-
Line up
Wait.
horizontally.
That's
Before you,
guys.
before you take the screenshot, let me put down the banner right here.
Okay. I'm glad that we could all come to a compromise in the loving tavern.
Alright.
So